Have you ever noticed that whenever there's a bit of downtime, people instinctively reach for their phones? Waiting for the bus, waiting for someone, or standing in line. You probably do the same. It's normal. What you probably don't know is that this habit will make you unhappier. When we are bored, a certain part of our brain, called the default mode network, activates. This part is responsible for self-reflection. Here is where the big questions of life occur. What's the meaning of life? What is your purpose? All of that. This is often uncomfortable because your brain actually has to make an effort. Our brain wants to avoid pain and difficulty. Therefore, it wants you to reach for the phone. However, avoiding this thinking phase makes you not think about your goals, your purpose. If you never make space to reflect, it's much harder to figure out what truly matters to you. Over time, living without a clear sense of direction can leave you feeling empty or unfulfilled. We humans generally thrive when we have a sense of purpose. Modern society has created the perfect environment for you to distract your brain, anytime, anywhere. Let me show you two scenarios that hopefully illustrate what I'm trying to say. First scenario, you scroll on social media for 2 hours. Then you finish. Do you feel proud or fulfilled? Or do you feel a void, lack of significance, and mental fog? Now, the second scenario, you are at home and you don't feel like going to the gym, but you go. You smash the session and hit a new record. You get back home. You feel amazing, proud of yourself. The difference is not just that one activity is productive and the other isn't. The real difference is that one helps you move towards something meaningful, while the other mainly helps you escape discomfort. Scrolling gave your brain constant stimulation, so it never had to sit with boredom or reflect on what you actually want. Going to the gym was uncomfortable, but that discomfort forced you to engage with a goal, make a decision, and act on it. And that's why one leaves you feeling empty while the other leaves you feeling proud. Nowadays, big tech companies compete for attention. They design top-tier algorithms to keep you forever in their apps. You need to be aware. Think about this. If you jump from one video straight to the next, do you really have time to think or form an opinion? Actually, how many of your opinions are entirely yours? How many have you unconsciously borrowed from someone else in social media? Then, when you walk into the next conversation, you lack authenticity. You are repeating what others said instead of deeply analyzing what you actually think. Another crucial aspect is that if you get good at being bored, your dull daily tasks will become easier. Finish homework, reading a book, finally opening your online business. You actively used your brain when you were bored, answering your own questions, digging into your curiosity. That strengthens your ability to analyze, think, and solve. You spent long times without any distraction. Now your brain has lower needs of stimulation to be satisfied. Ultimately, this will make you happier overall. Why? Because you can enjoy small things in life. Walking alone, driving without any distraction, reading a 600-page fantasy book. You'll also be less stressed, without craving the next dopamine hit, and then the next, which never ends. I challenge you. Next time you commute, in a bus, metro, whatever, pay attention to your surroundings. How many people are on their phone or listening to music? How many are just sitting there doing nothing? Then you'll realize the size of the problem. So, how to start practicing boredom? It kind of sounds like a dumb question. I guess it is. You probably know the answer. You can walk alone for 30 minutes. You can keep your phone in your bag when you commute. There's plenty of ways. Identify the moments when you use your phone unnecessarily. When eating, keep it in a different room or in a deep pocket of your bag. Just make it harder to access it. It's a small trick, but definitely works. You want another reason to be bored? The greatest ideas and innovations emerge from boredom. When your brain has nothing to do but think. Why do you think that most of the greatest minds come from the past? Philosophers like Aristotle, Marcus Aurelius, Nietzsche. Do you think they had YouTube, TikTok, or TV? Reflection naturally digs into purpose. Reflection naturally leads you to question your values, your goals, and your purpose. And purpose is one of the strongest predictors of a meaningful and fulfilling life. So the next time you feel bored, don't rush to escape it. Sit with it for a while. Your next great idea or your next important realization might come from those few quiet minutes. Now I want to share a small story. I bet something similar has happened to you. I went camping with my friends. When we arrived, there was no signal, no people, nothing, just us in the middle of the mountain. We left our phones in the car. Then we started walking. It was at that point that we had one of the longest and most profound conversations we've ever had. Why? We didn't have anything to distract ourselves with. That's when your brain starts to reflect. We talked about our lives, what we were running from, what we were hoping for. We laughed, we argued, we comforted each other. That's the magic of silence. It forces you to look inward and outward at the same time. We didn't solve the world's problems, but we solved a little of our own. We remembered who we were before the notifications ruled our days. Contrast that with the typical camping trip today, where everyone is busy taking photos instead of watching the sunset. We're so busy documenting life that we forget to live it. Start living yours.